today I'm doing a get ready with me video, which is one of the first that I've done on my channel. To start off, I'm using the Skin Prep from Mehron. This is one of the most unique products I have ever found. It's a toner that is also a primer, so it's really cool and super effective. This is one of the best oil controlling primers that I've ever used, and it's so easy to use. It feels so refreshing, and it's really light on your skin. So if you're looking for something that's going to control your oils and just really refreshes your skin, I would highly recommend this. Again, this is the Mehron Skin Prep, and it's really easy to find at any like beauty supply store typically, or any artistry store. And here, so I'm just using 2 cotton swabs on my face, one for each half of my face, and using a couple drops of that primer for each side. Then for my foundation, I'm using the Makeup Forever HD, and I'm in the color 155. This is just like their medium beige kind of color, and I'm applying this all over with my beauty blender, just kind of tapping as I go, just doing a really light kind of coverage. I'm not trying to conceal everything with this foundation, but I'm laying down a nice slate so then I can conceal with some concealer coming up. I am going under my eyes with a little bit of foundation, but not a lot, because I am going in with concealer in just a second. I am just tapping a good amount overall, so then I can kind of adjust how much concealer I need. I'm using some of my lip balm, my baby lips, just because my lips get super dry, and I like to do it usually around my foundation so that by the time I get to lips, they're nice and moisturized. Oh yeah. Here I'm using my MAC Studio Sculpt Concealer in NC25, and I'm using this on any blemishes. So the brush that I'm using is the Delium Tools like dual fiber concealer brush, and I like to use this so that then it just helps with any texture, any pores, because you can really tap it into the pore. A dual fiber brush is a great idea. I'm also using some under my eyes, and this was just because I had just broke, sadly, my MAC Studio what's it called? Pro Long Wear Concealer, and because of that, I'm just using some of this other concealer under my eyes. I usually do prefer a liquid type of concealer under my eyes because it won't crease as much, and my under eyes are pretty dry naturally. But this one time I did use the Studio Sculpt Concealer instead. So I'm just tapping on some, just blending it out with my beauty blender, kind of hoping that whatever moisture is on that sponge will help to alleviate the dryness from that concealer. But I'm going to also set with a decent amount of powder. I'm going pretty generously for 2 reasons. Number one, I love to set heavily with powder in general. I'm using the Celebre powder by Mehron in the color Saffron, which is really similar to the Ben Nye Banana powder. A little bit better for deeper skin tones because it is a bit more yellowy, but really similar nevertheless. And I'm also going generously because I am using that more creamy, dry kind of concealer that was in the pot compared to a liquidy kind of concealer. And so to really prevent that from creasing and bunching up under the eyes, I am using a really good amount of powder to just really set it and keep it there all day, creaseless all day strong. It did last pretty well. I did get a little bit of creasing, but it wasn't bad. So, you know, and that was after a whole long work shift. I do understand that this look at the end is a little bit dramatic for most work days, so this is, I think, a really good idea for a nighttime look. Here I'm using the City Color Cosmetics Timeless Beauty Highlight and Bronzer palette, and I'm using the Tulip brush from Delium Tools. I really love this brush. It just applies so smoothly. It's great for so many different purposes. So here I am highlighting pretty generously with that golden color. I am then going to take that more bronzy tone and just sculpt in just a second, but I love the glow that this gives you. That bronzy glow is amazing because it gives you that JLo glow. The golden one is really pretty. Those two I just thought gave me more of that springtime and summertime kind of glow versus something that's too pale. So here I'm just using a good amount, sculpting along my cheekbones. I'm not really you know, contouring. I'm just adding a little bit of like a bronzy definition along the sides, and that's why I did take it onto my cheeks as well. I'm here using a concealer to prime my eyes. So this is, again, the Studio Sculpt Concealer from MAC on that same little dual fiber brush. And then I'm going to use some eyebrow products to make my brows come alive, and here I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. I just lightly pencil this throughout my whole eyebrow. like to do pretty light feathery strokes throughout the brow. I mainly concentrate on the tail of my eyebrow because that's where I lack the most definition and volume, so that is where I'm focusing the product, but I'm also just feathering throughout. I'm not doing a heavy eyebrow look today. I'm doing something pretty natural because I do want the focus to be more on the lips, so I'm keeping it pretty soft. I'm also having more of a soft, like smoky eye, so to keep everything from being too dramatic, I'm going very lightly with the eyebrows, just filling them in pretty naturally and just following the natural shape. Oh yeah. Ooh, eyebrows. Oh, look what I can do. For all of my eyeshadows today, I am using Morphe Brushes eyeshadows. I'm going to start off with a pretty natural, soft taupe color, and this is the Birthday Suit from Morphe Brushes. Hello, hi. And I'm just using a Stellium Tools brush. This is really similar to the MAC 217 brush, so if you don't have that, you could consider getting this, or if you have the MAC one, you use that. And I'm just using this color as a transition color in my crease. Softly blending delicately, so it's really, really blended out. You can see it's just a whisper of color. It's not anything harsh or dramatic. I'm using a slightly darker, more warm toned shade here, and I'm just applying this to my crease. It's really about building up definition. I'm using a slightly more concentrated brush for this part and concentrating more on the outer corner and not sweeping it inwards quite as much as I did with that first color. And I'm just building up that concentration of color on the outsides of my eyes so I can really open up and widen my eyes. I'm blending pretty generously and trying to make sure that I do have symmetry here, so it's really just about going back and forth. I'm going in with a warmer toned color in here, Caramelized. It's such a pretty camel color, and here I'm concentrating it, as you can see, even closer just in that crease and not really above it at all. And I'm just blending away with that same brush. So I am using the same brush for these last two colors, something that's slightly more concentrated but still a blending brush. Here I'm going back with the 217 brush, or whatever the Stellium Tools equivalent is, and I'm just making sure that it's really smoky and really soft. I am then taking the Morphe brush number 562. This is my favorite brush right now. It's so awesome because it's really flimsy in an awesome way. It's really small, so it still packs color in a very exact spot because it's still very, it lacks density, and because it's just so flimsy and poofy, you can still get a blended look. So you get the best of both worlds. You get concentration of color in a specific area, but you get that nice blended look no matter what. It's really a foolproof way to go. I love it for that outer corner V kind of area. It just does an awesome job. I am going back with that 217 kind of brush and just making sure everything is really blended with the other colors, but first applying with that first really not dense brush, the 562, makes it so much easier to then blend everything. I mean, you can see like everything looks blended from the get-go, so just going with that 217, I mean, everything's easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's really foolproof. It just makes your life a lot easier. I'm just brightening up my eyes a little bit with something that's slightly shimmery and just will open up my eyes. So I'm using that in the inner corners of my eyes. I feel like I do this all the time, but it gets really addictive once you start. You really can't stop just adding that inner corner highlight. It just does something to your eyes that is so beautiful, so attractive. It looks really nice. So here I am doing that, just applying some to the tear duct area and then blending outward. So you see I'm kind of fanning it onto the lid a little bit. I still want to keep the concentration of that darkness in the outer corner, so I'm not bringing this too far into the eyelid, but I am applying a little bit. I'm then using a matte white highlight under the eyebrows, so that then there's still that highlight, but I don't like really shimmer under the eyebrows too often. I think it can be really too much, really dramatic. I mean, of course, it depends on the situation, but here, because I am going for a more safe, soft kind of everyday kind of look, I just want it to be soft and simple under the eyebrow, nothing shimmery, just something that's matte. And here I'm using that caramelized color under my eyes. So I'm just pretty much adding symmetry and balance to my eyes by adding some shadows underneath as well. So I'm using that caramelized. I am then applying that same black color underneath my eyes, and then taking that 217 brush again and just fluffing that out so it's really, really soft and smoky and sexy. It's amazing what this can do for your eyes. I used to never really blend out a color under my eyes, and ever since I have, I just noticed such an improvement in the overall look of my eyes and the attention that my eyes get. I mean, that sounds weird. Not like people look at me like, oh, your eyes are so beautiful. But I mean, when I look at my face in general, I sound crazy. But when I look at my face in general, you know, my eyes just stand out so much more with just adding that smoky eyeshadow underneath. I sound like the most vain girl. Oh my god. I'm using the ever so fabulous Kat Von D tattoo liner here. It's so easy to do. I mean, you see, bam, eyeliner done. Just look in the mirror, just draw it on. It's super easy. I love this stuff. Really, really easy to use. And here I'm just pressing it under the lashes as well. Again, this is all about symmetry, so just try your best to get both of those wings and the complete eyeliner to look really, really similar. And just go back and forth if you have to. Sometimes it just takes some time and practice, but yeah, try it out and just try to get as precise as you can. This year I was super lucky. I got to go to IMATS, and while I was at IMATS I did pick up this limited edition Dose of Colors color, one of the liquid lipsticks, and this is in the color Black Rose. It's just a really nice reddish, darkish, vampy color, really similar to Kat Von D's Vampira if you have that or have seen it. It's a little bit brighter though. You can probably tell here it's a little less brown as well, but really similar. You could use either one for a similar kind of look, but I'm just applying this all over my lips ever so gently. I feel like these you have to be really careful just because they are so powerful and just so pigmented that if you do like get outside the lines, it's gonna show. So take your time to apply this so it's really smooth. Once it's there, it's gonna be there all day, so you don't have to worry about, you know, going back. So use that time that you would have used to, you know, reapply throughout the day, and just take your time to apply this perfectly, and that way you won't have to worry about it at all. It looks kind of glossy here, but this does dry to a matte finish. It's such a pretty color, and I'm so glad I got it. Hopefully they make this a permanent kind of selection or something that's similar, permanent to their line, because it is a really gorgeous, I feel like it's a color that everybody wants, so it's a really gorgeous shade. So yeah, hopefully they make this permanent. I know I said be careful, and I feel like I messed up so bad on that top lip. It's okay, I think I do fix it. Let's hope. I'm applying a few generous coats of mascara. I'm using the Benefit Their Real Mascara. I love this stuff. It's a really great go-to mascara. So I'm just applying a few coats to really make my lashes stand out so that they're fluttery and full and beautiful. I'm not using false eyelashes today. This is just a bit more of a wearable look, but you can definitely throw on some falsies, and this will be really, really cute with that as well. But I'm just going for my au naturel lashes here. And this is the complete look, guys. I hope that you enjoy it. It was really fun to create this, and hopefully I'll do some more of the Get Ready With Me series. Enjoy and have a great day, guys. Love you. Bye. Mwah.